Welcome to Real Estate Riches, where Kathy Byrnes empowers realtors to achieve the success they've always dreamed of. Starting her career at 55, Kathy built a thriving business that offers the freedom of time and financial independence. And now she's sharing her journey to help others do the same. Whether new to the industry or looking to level up, this channel is your hub for proven strategies, inspiring stories, and the tools you need to grow your real estate business. Join Kathy each week to explore global opportunities, successful systems, and expert insights to take your career to the next level. Get comfortable, pick a video, and start learning. Your journey to success starts now.
Hey everybody, it's Kathy Byrnes here on Real Estate Riches, and I have two exciting guests today, Mike and Ben Weisman, and I'm excited to have you guys. Hi.
Hey, Kathy.
Hey, Kathy.
So, one of the exciting things, I've been watching these two because Ben, he's all over the place with Google marketing that I see, which has just been staggering because I see the types of groups that are coming to him to learn from. Young guy, impressive, and here's his dad who's just selling real estate like crazy. So give a little backstory. I'll start with you, Mike. You're the leader of the gang here with the family, father and son, right?
Yep, that's right. So, like you mentioned, I have 6 kids. 5 are licensed in real estate. And like I say jokingly, when they're not killing each other, we sell 75 homes a year or so.
Wow.
Which is, there's some truth to that as far as when they're not killing each other. And we do sell a lot of homes. But I started 6 years ago at another brokerage. It was at KW. And made a move about 4 years ago now over to the EXP platform.
Yeah.
So came into real estate as an investor, got a license, opened up doors, that it would be easier. And it was. Then as I got into the process and I said, I'm a marketing and sales and marketing background. I said, this is something that we could probably build a business on. And I've got these 6 kids that are growing up, and Ben and blitzing the bigger pockets. He said, Dad, real estate is really a big thing. We should look more at it. So we started the investing, and I got the license. And then my other son got interested, my oldest son, Ben's older brother, and he was in Jersey at the time. And so he got licensed and joined. And from there, we built up a production team. So we became one of the top performing teams in our state in Maine and really grew it. And then Ben joined, I think about a couple of years in. I don't know how many years ago. He'll tell you when he talks. He brought this Google marketing aspect to what we were doing here, which really was a game changer for us and really moved us from the chasing the leads to getting people calling us. And so it's been a great ride. So really.
Yeah, that's what I've been so curious about because I see Ben all over the internal workings of the EXP, and I'm like, he's doing something out there. He's really helping agents, and that's really the thing. So Ben, tell us a little bit about your backstory, how you evolved, because I know that you've stepped out of production because of it.
Yeah, so actually I started in Denver during COVID. When COVID first started, we drove out to Maine to move to Maine. The plan was, right, go to Maine, get settled. Little we know COVID was going to hit, and like many others, plans got changed. I was supposed to go out there and be a locksmith in Maine. Didn't work out. People were not getting locked out because they weren't going anywhere. So they had nothing to do with success. In Denver, I was a locksmith. That's also where I got all the skills and the Google knowledge was from being a locksmith. So when I came out to Maine, and initially, I just went the regular path, or expired FSBOs, or my dad kind of taught me his world. And I think in my dad's first year, he closed 22 deals off expired. So he trained me up to make these phone calls. In Maine, I got licensed. We left locksmith behind, moved into real estate, joined the team with my dad. FSBO expireds. And then probably about half a year into being in the team, about half a year in, about 3.5 years ago now, almost 4 years ago now, Google came out with local service ads for realtors. And when I saw this come out, I immediately knew we had to jump on it because I saw what it can do as a locksmith in Denver. I mean, we made all our money off local service ads as a locksmith. Like I'd work with 10, 15, 30 people a day from Google inbound calls. So I first told my dad, we gotta get on. He was like, nah, I'm making my expired calls.
Like, nah, I'm not so sure about that.
Google's not gonna work.
Online stuff is and then, so eventually.
I think I didn't really ask you, and I sort of set it up.
Yeah.
And then had you kind of start doing it. And then we ticked it on. I started implementing the things I learned as a locksmith at Google, turned it on, and it blew us away. We didn't expect it I think we closed like 30 deals in the first 6 months.
30 deals in 6 months and half buyers and half sellers. It was people calling to sell and calling to buy. So.
Well, that's what amazed me when we were talking earlier and you said, because I'm thinking it's all buyers. And when you said, no, it's almost 50-50, I'm thinking, wow.
Yeah.
Because ideally we want those sellers, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So you got to look at it. Oftentimes it sways with the market because like with expired and FSBOs, you can go out there and choose to call and reach out to those people, the buyers, the sellers. With local service ads, whoever's looking for a realtor is who you're going to get. So in a stronger seller's market, you're going to get more listings, and buyers, you may get more buyers, but either way, it's still, it's 60-40, 40-60, 50-50.
Yep.
But it usually sways a little bit with the market.
Yeah. And you pay based on their clicks, not on like a newspaper ad like you used to think of years ago, right?
You pay by the call.
By the call.
Yeah.
Oh, the call, not even a click.
No, yeah, that's the beauty of it. So Ben describes it as like a billboard that you don't pay for until someone dials your phone number. So,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, it's a new technology Google developed using a voice number. So they put their number on the front page, and it forwards the number you give it. So Google tracks that call. So in most markets, it's like $35-ish a call, $40 a call. But we close 10% of them when they first call in less than 100 days, and at about $40 a call. So if you do the math, we're about at 12 times our investment. So if we spend $400 to get to a closing table in our market, it's an average commission check of $8,000 to $10,000.
Sure.
$400 is great. That's like a, best slot machine in Las Vegas. Drop in $500 and make $10,000.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I can see non-capping agents, non-higher producing agents feel fear around that, that 30 some dollars. But a capping agent who's used to treating this as a business will say, you know what, I'm going to invest. I'm going to take X amount of dollars. I'm going to give this a shot and see. And also it becomes your people skills too, which is also part of business. 100%. And I think that that's an important piece of it. So you found great success, so much success, Ben, that you actually were able to step out of production because you're teaching people this?
Yeah. So it just started off where people would just say, within the brokerage, people would say, oh, who should I talk to? My Google's broken. Who should I talk to? And people just kind of just point to me and say, oh, go talk to Ben, go talk to Ben. And then people would ask on groups and I respond, and people just started kind of coming to me for help. And it got to a certain point where I was helping people, like too many free kind of helps, and I was happy to do it. But at a certain point, it gets really hard to maintain that. That's when I saw just a really big knowledge and understanding gap that we saw to fill, and we kind of started this thing off. We didn't call it anything at first. It was just join our Google program, and we set it up for you. We have coaching and training. We teach you how to do these things. At first, I was doing one-on-one coaching with clients. Again, that got too much. I was running out of time, so we did more to group, and it shifted and changed over time. But the main reason why it grew was just because people were just coming to us for help. And we saw an opportunity to help a lot of agents. And we were very successful with it in Maine. And we started figuring out that we can take what we did in Maine and duplicate it almost anywhere. And in the day, it's an algorithm. It's not rocket science. So if we can help them work with the algorithm, it's a very basic algorithm. Once you get it dialed in with our systems, we can help a lot of agents.
Yeah. And so it's nationwide. You can do this. So no matter where. So you basically, because you saw this and you had some experience in this, it really helped you to find your niche, right? And then step out of production. Yet you're still with EXP. You can still do outgoing referrals. You have, and you're an asset to the team. Are you still part of your dad's team here?
Technically, I think I am, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Still on the team. Again, I run the team's LSA, Google stuff.
And say, I didn't know what LSA was before, so explain that.
Yeah, LSA just stands for local service ads. So that's the type of ad. Yeah, so it's Google local service ad. That's the billboard ad. So people often know like pay-per-click, right? Yeah. PPC ads, right? That everyone knows. So LSA is just another version of PPC. So there are companies out there that help run PPC ads. We help agents run LSA ads.
Okay, great.
The easiest way to explain what we do.
Yeah. the initials are hard for some of us that have no clue what you're talking about.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, this sounds really exciting. So, and you're saying that, Mike, that it really took your business off because you've only been in real estate for 6 years and you're killing it. And this really helped you take off.
Yeah, like Ben said, my first year at KW, when I got licensed at, and again, I'm in mid 50s, so I'm not, this is a third or fourth or fifth kind of business. I'm a serial entrepreneur, right? So I'm always starting things. And so when we got licensed, and it was originally just wanted to get deals, right? Because Ben said, let's do real estate investing, listen to Bigger Pockets. So I got the license to open the doors. And then someone said, well, you can do this thing called expireds, and expireds, you can call them. So I come from a marketing sales background. I was a vice president at Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, which is a financial advisor, which is a fancy way to say financial salesperson. And I built my business, a $50 million book of business when I left it in 2015 on the phone. Now you can't cold call with selling stocks or bonds anymore. That's pretty much been eliminated as a sector because of just compliance issues. But it works in real estate. So someone said, here, get this subscription to this service that gives you all the expired listings. Here's a script. These people need to sell their houses. They tried once. This is great. So I listed 21 properties in year one, just putting on a headset and dialing the phone for 2 hours a day, making appointments in the every afternoon, in the morning for the afternoons. And then again, doubled that in year two to about 40. And then I wanted to grow something bigger, but I also just wanted more of my independence, right?
Yeah.
So for your folks that are out there, and of course at EXP, that's what for an entrepreneurial thinking person, especially someone I think in our age that's been a career person, that's maybe been in corporations in the corporate world. This, although we're a corporation, is not a corporate world. It doesn't.
Right.
I never feel like I'm in any kind of bureaucracy or corporate structure.
Yeah.
On the contrary, I feel like I own the place, and you probably do too, right? I feel like a CEO.
Yeah.
And
I love
in a very real way, we are all CEOs, right? That was, Glenn Sanford's vision, right? That every agent would be a partner with him.
Right.
And it really fulfilled that. So that
just
really
keeps
appealed
getting better
to me.
and better.
Yeah. So we branded ourselves, Real Property Team. We still are branded that way. So we were able to really brand ourselves, run the way we want to run it, with the support we needed, without any kind of overarching, got to do this way, got to do it that way. On the contrary, everything we needed to do, as long as it was allowable in our state, we were supported, right? And we had that. So when Ben brought in like he said, when he came up here and brought in the Google Local, that just we were able to get, we peaked at about 100 deals, 97 deals, I think, at the COVID peak when they had all the team running and unfold. And, the calls would go out to the agents, and it's more than just knowing how to set it up, which is a part of the algorithm. But what we did is we created tools, like ways to handle the calls coming in so they don't get missed, and ways to get reviews so they don't get missed. And so Ben, through working with different programs, was able to build us really a system. So it's tools and training, right, that allows an agent. And we've had agents come in with zero and are literally closing 2 or 3 deals a month inside of 90 days.
That's powerful.
As new agents, as agents our age, I'm thinking of like Darren. Whenever people come in, he's didn't have any sales before he started working with Ben, and now he's a great referral agent. He's got in 2 states, and so it just takes that willingness to, like you said, put your toe in the water, right?
Well, and for agents that are starting over, like I did, and you did, to be able to have tools that actually work, because we get thrown a lot of stuff. I mean, I have thrown money at the wall and have wasted my money so much. Everybody has. And I think because we're salespeople, I'm easily swayed.
Same. I've spent, before I came to EXP, my tech spend was close to $2,000 a month, $1,500 a month to run my team. And then there was, $1,000 a month going to PPC. I have a database of like 18,000 leads, but they weren't closing because they're all low quality PPC. You need an ISA, you need an inside salesperson to follow up or something. AI is helping with that now, and that's something that we're working with as well. And we are.
I was going to ask you, Ben. I thought you did something with AI as far as your system.
So we teach more of the AI stuff. Like within our coaching, within our community group and our coaching, we'll teach all about AI as well. It's also one piece that we're passionate about using. Is an AI component It's not our focus, but it is becoming a focus in what we're teaching within our community as well.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I mean, it's nonstop over here going on my other monitor.
Yeah.
Well, this has been great. So what would you say? I think for me, what I've picked up from this is that we've seen someone who started in the industry just 6 years ago. Son comes along, recognizes a pattern within Google that he could really help the business with, masters it, and to the point where he can step out of production. How old are you? I mean, that sounds insulting, but you're young. And
You're fine. I get it all the time. I'm 28.
see, 28 years old and steps out of production. I'm 74 and just starting to step out of production. Every agent wants to step out of production.
That's right.
And you're showing a way to get the business in. If they were at EXP, then we could show them another way. But the point is, you're really showing them how to get deals in one of the really toughest years. This has been 2024 has been one of the toughest years in 30 years in real estate. So if you could help somebody, this is powerful.
Yeah, one of our kind of lines we use were how are we able to still get our clients some of the best deals in, even in the worst year in real estate. We can still, it's been slower, right? Every lease has been slower, but it's still, we're like our clients are bringing in deals, they're closing deals off Google, they're working, and it always comes back around. So even if you're fearful of no deals right now or slow right now, all of their agents now, they're all slowing down. It always happens. If they slow down, like, now's the time to capitalize on these types of lead sources, especially into technology, how it's shifting right now, like going more towards technology.
Yes.
It's a perfect time. On top of that, you have so many other regulations now coming in on cold calling, prospecting, expiring. I think New York can't call expired listings anymore.
Correct.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, it was put on COVID and never taken off.
Never taken off, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
You have to have, if you're calling an expired listing, with a certain guideline, without like a specific listing that you have,
a specific
yourself,
buyer, signed buyer,
or a signed buyer agreement that you have looking to buy a house, is a huge fine in New York right now. So it's getting more and more important to look for these technologies, and it's going to get, calling expires is getting harder and harder. People aren't answering the phones. This SPAN, the TCPA, 10DLC, it's all making it much harder. Those buyers and sellers aren't going to stop selling. They'll just find agents and other methods. Where are they going to go?
Right.
Yeah.
I always tell people, if you need a plumber, Kathy, if you don't know one, where's the first place you go?
Well, I have a different source, but I would go to Google if I didn't have that source.
Correct. If that's you for a lawyer, if you didn't have a lawyer, right? Yeah. Almost everyone, if you room 100 people and knew a plumber themselves, first word would be Google in their head.
Yeah.
That's a lot of our sellers are out of state because they inherit property. They have investment property they bought. They've moved out of the area. So they're going to they go on to Google and they search an agent in Maine or search an agent in certain towns in Maine. They find us. They see the reviews, right, which we help our agents collect, and they call us. And so these are people that are not shopping necessarily. Once you get the phone call and you have a good conversation, obviously your ability to have a conversation with them and to demonstrate your value is important. So we talk about the risk factor. It's fairly low because you're only paying for the phone call. And
that's the big piece.
Yeah, and if you know it's $40 a call, but national numbers, we have tens of thousands of leads we've tracked, and we know that it's about 10% closing conversion to the closing table from first call. Well, then you just count in the calls, right? So 40 times 10 is 400. There's a sale in there in the next 95 days because those are ready to go, bottom of the funnels. Mm-hmm. So it is a way that an agent that can come in with relatively little risk, right, and be able to scale their business, right? So
I love it. Well, you guys have been great. I've been wanting to have you on here. I didn't know exactly what we'd talk about, but I loved everything that we did.
That's great. I'm glad you had us on. So feel free to reach out on anything for us.
So thanks everybody for watching, and we'll have their contact information in the feed so that you can reach out to them, which I would consider doing. Thanks everybody.
Thanks, Kathy.
Thanks.
So thanks for joining me on this episode of Real Estate Riches. Wasn't that great? I'm sure you got a nugget or two. I know I did. So if you liked it, please subscribe below, share it with everybody, make some comments. We really find that invaluable. And if you're thinking that you would love to talk about this a little bit more, let's schedule a business strategy call. I'll have the link below. And let's see if we can't mastermind together and see if we can empower each other. That would be great. So until next time, signing off. Hope to see you on the next one.